I'm in a little town in southern Utah in the middle of a really strong thunderstorm, so pardon the noise. So right before this, I went to explore a hot spring that I've been drawn to, Meadow Hot Spring, where I heard there was some UFO activity. I was alone there, and then another woman showed up with her kids, and we all started talking, and one thing led to another, and we started talking about spiritual stuff, and she shared with me that just a year prior she had attempted suicide and had a near-death experience. And I was like, wow, I'm obsessed with near-death experiences, and I just interviewed my other friend and shared his story. Can I share your story? She was a little bit shy, but she let me film it, and so I hope you guys enjoy.
Do I just go?
Okay. Where did this story start?
July 3rd of 2021, I was feeling like all my trauma heavy, like a physical weight. Everything that I tried to do within the day, my kids were even triggering me. And I was losing my cool, I was yelling all the time, I was just super unhappy with myself. I just thought I was a problem to my household instead of being a person who would help. I just made this decision to run in the bathroom and take a whole bunch of medication. I knew it was supposed to help me stop smoking, right? So then I just went in there and I never took them, and I was just like, oh, a full bottle of pills. And I remember how many there was like 60 maybe pills, and I just popped them all in my mouth and swallowed it. And then I was drinking that day, and I went out to the backyard and was just acting like nothing happened, and until I started feeling those pills all kick in, and then like stuff just started going sideways in my brain instantly. We were trying to get the boys to go to bed that night, and I just looked at my husband and I was like, I overdosed, I need you to take me to the hospital. And he was upset, he was just like, why would you do this, and just started going off panicking. And so we had to load all the kids up in our vehicle. He took me to the emergency room just in the town over. The pills were really kicking in, and I was just in and out, tunnel vision. I just couldn't register anything. And I walked in and I saw the doctor and I was like, I overdosed, I need your help. That's the last thing that I remember in the hospital. I was going downhill really fast. They needed me to get into a helicopter, and I was life flighted to Salt Lake City. I didn't know I was in a life flight. I didn't know I was up in the air. From that time, it was just a blackout. I couldn't hear voices, I couldn't see anybody, I had no recollection of what was going on around me. All of a sudden, it was just dark blackness around me in my head, and then I started getting vision of something. I was trying to focus and I was trying to see what was going on, and then when I would look down, I saw my body, and I saw doctors and nurses frantically moving around, trying to get this tube into my throat. I just couldn't comprehend what I was watching. I was just why am I seeing myself getting intubated? I don't know what's going on. And then as I was lifting my head up from my body to look in front of me, I saw this bright light, and it was just a bright light, like an oval bright light, and then just a hand reaching out of it. You could tell from the structure of the hand, it was a male's, it was a bigger hand. And so then I looked at that, and then I started looking around me, and all my ancestors were they're in a circle, and the light was at the front of the circle. I started noticing who was there, my ancestors, my great-grandparents, other family members, and my heart started feeling at home. It felt good, it felt relaxing, the serenity that I was just begging for. So then I reached my hand out and I was going towards the light, trying to grab this man's hand. As soon as I reached out and went to go take it, my ancestors just violently started shaking their heads no. It scared me. And then they pointed back down to my body, so they didn't want me to reach out for this hand. They wanted me to go back. I wake up 2 days later and the mental hospital, with all these other people who are mental. I knew that I had to stay there. I knew that there would be therapy sessions. I knew everything that was going to go on. Every day it was just that same thing going on in my head, my ancestors just shaking their head back and forth, just telling me no. They wanted me to stay, they wanted me to be present, they were trying to tell me that this wasn't my time, and I strongly felt that. When I woke up out of a coma, I just had this overwhelming feeling. I needed to learn a better way in life. I needed to get to that positivity. It was just such a strong feeling. I had this motivation just to dig in deeper. Why did I see my ancestors? Why was I I floating above my body? Like, who was behind that bright light? I was starting to dig deeper into like research and everything, and my family thought I was going crazy. They were all just looking at me like, Chantel, you were dreaming. Like, that wasn't what is going on. And I was like, no, it was real. It was there. Like, my grandparents, my family didn't start believing me until like everything started falling into place, like outside of the hospital. And they could see like the little things that were changing, and then me changing as a whole ass person. I was such like a negative person. I was always like, oh man, this is happening to me, and you know, but the way that I look at it now, the way that I feel to look at it is my higher power isn't putting me through these situations. These situations are going to happen because the universe wants it to happen, but then my higher power is standing by my side with the hand on my shoulder and helping me through those situations. I don't feel like a higher power is like, oh damn you, go through these bad situations. It's more of, he's here and he's like, man, this is a crappy situation, I'm here. And you can feel it. You could just feel like the presence. You could feel the chills. You could feel all the hair stand up. You can feel it. Life, like, I have actually thought about suicide since then. I'll say the Serenity Prayer, and then I just feel like this cloak of calmness come over me. And I've never had that. I would always like, you're not allowed to be here, you need to go away, like, you don't make anybody's life better. And then I say that Serenity Prayer, and then it all just gets like sucked back to wherever it came from, and I just feel that positivity and just like, no, I can do this. I don't need to stay down. I can stand up. I can push through. I don't drink anymore. I don't do drugs. I'm not lost in my addictions. I'm present in my kids' life. I'm present in my husband's life. I am a better mother. I am a better wife. I'm a better family member, and I'm a better member of society, or like my community. Like, I have a hand that I can just lend out, and people know my experiences, and they will come to me, and then I'm just like, whoa, wait, stop. I feel more connected to rocks, as crazy as that seems. Connected to rocks and connected to energies. I don't like groups of people. I literally will bounce from any situation if the room gets too crowded. I feel energies. I could feel somebody right next to me who's like happy and excited and has like anxiety, and then I could feel this person that's like in a deep dark hole, and like you could just feel the tenseness, and it's just like I attract myself to those people because I'm like, no, you don't have to see that. Move out of that situation. I never used to see like light around people. I never used to see, and like, I know it sounds like weird. I don't know.
Not to me.
Like, I try to explain it to other people, and they're just like, maybe she should go back to the loony bin. And like, please, it's a vacation there. I don't even know. I can look at somebody, and if I stare at them like long enough, or if I stare like a little bit behind them, like next to their head, just off in the distance a little bit, you will start, like, I start to see a light. And then if you get focused on it enough, and if you don't blink, if you don't lose focus, you can literally see colors start vibrating out of them. Like, it's just like this energy, and like the longer I stare, the more colors that there are. I haven't dug into what those colors mean. I go off of my energy and your energy, and like I can see your colors, and then I can feel you, and I can feel if you're nice, if you're calm, if you're just a good person, like if you have a good heart. And there are people that I come across on a daily basis that, you know, like they're smiling, they look perfect, just like this perfect person floating through life having no issues. But then I feel it. I'm just like, wait a second, your energy is not allowed in my personal bubble. I'm glad I met you, just to protect the life that I have made since a year ago. I have those boundaries. I was never able to keep on top of those boundaries. People would push me over and stomp me down and use me for whatever they could, and then just leave me on the ground and walk away. And now when I sense that energy, it's not a problem for me to say, you don't belong in my life. Good for you, you go do you, but I'm protecting what I have, and I will stand by that. And I've been way more aggressive at keeping that boundary, even with my own family members. I feel this vibrancy in me, and I just want to keep going the way that is showing me to go. It's definitely a life that I've been longing for, and it's here, and I will protect it. And intuition is like super strong. Noticing my surroundings, I'm noticing the people around me, and I'm trying to figure out like who or what is causing this shift in my gut that I need to listen to. I have been sticking by that, and I haven't been in trouble. I haven't gotten in mixes that I used to. I have had experiences where I didn't follow my gut and I felt the repercussion. When something happens and my intuition is telling me something, yes, I'm going to listen. Yes, ma'am. Like, I got it. Because when you don't and you second guess yourself, that's where things go wrong. That first thought that pops in your head is usually it. That second one, that second guessing, that's what gets you into trouble.
We always know.
Yeah, and you do. And like, I figured that out. As soon as you start second guessing yourself, you're allowing that negative energy to push you away from your intuition. When our eyes are opened, you see so many crazy things and beautiful things and horrible things. It's pretty much how it goes.
What would you want someone that's suffering through like really severe depression or anxiety or suicidal feelings?
If I see somebody in a bad enough panic attack or that anxiety and like they just like can't get out of it or anything, like, I don't know, I usually go up and like I'll touch them and be like, hey, like pull out, like feel me touching you, it's okay. When you're going through the depression, we tend to do things that aren't healthy for us. We choose to isolate. We choose to dive into addictions. We choose to go numb in those addictions so that you don't feel those emotions, you don't feel the darkness of it. But the more that you are susceptible to that emotion and you feel it, and you try to understand it, and then you try to like just get back up and go. And I know it sounds super hard. Like when I go through my depressive episodes, I'll isolate. I will go try to pull myself out of it. But the one thing that I find that I can pull myself out, me personally, I am an outdoors girl. I go hunting, I will go fishing, I will go swimming. You just feel that connection with the earth and like it rejuvenates you. So my dad, when I was a little girl, he would always tell me, just look at the trees. They're blowing in the wind. The trees will be here long after you go. The trees are grounded. They just go with the flow, the wind, the rain, the storms. Try to be a tree. And I was just like, you're crazy, old man. Like, you're crazy. But now that I see that is you need that grounding. You need those roots. You need to think back on, yes, I'm depressed now, but it's not going to rain forever. It's not going to be that heavy on you. Like, just don't fall into the loopholes that keep getting you in that depressive episode. Try to do something different each time. Go out in the hills, go for a ride, go jump out of a plane, go ride a roller coaster. Breathing helps me. Like, just breathe in your nose, out your mouth 3 deep times. Breathing just helps. For me, if I was down and I was out, depressive, anxiety, if somebody came up to me and said, oh, just get out of bed, I'd be like, do you even know how this fucking works? Like, no, you can't do that. Like, it's literally impossible. My husband's one of those people. Oh, you're depressed? Get out of bed. I'm like, I would rather stay in bed. Thank you. He has never been around mental illness or anything like that. I stepped outside of the box and I was like examining it, and I was like, why was somebody who has never dealt with mental illness, never, like understood somebody getting to the point of committing suicide, for him to have the strength to stand by my side and to help me through what I am going through is just like astonishing to me. It is amazing. You see an ambulance going by and I instantly feel this dread and this like panic and this like hurt, and then I just say a prayer for the people inside or anybody that is like helping within the circle. Don't only pray for yourself, like others are important too. And like, we are in a dark time in this world, and they're like, the negativity is kicking the positivity's ass. I have learned to reword like my prayers, because I would always be like, dear Heavenly Father, like provide me with the patience that I need to be a good mom. And you know what, sure as shit, like it was just full on situation after situation and breaking me down, and I'm just like, why? Like, I need help, not, but then I was like, oh shit, this is a lesson, so I have to do something different. I started meditating on it, and then even though my kids are outside of my room starting World War IV anything, I still have that sense of calmness. Meditation like has helped me so much just to be grounded. And I always do it out here in my yard. Like, I don't even care. My neighbors can just think what they gotta, and I tell them that every day. Focus on all these different senses. It just grounds you so instantly, and then you feel that calmness of nature. You feel it Why am I getting so worked up over these human things that the government has put on me? Like, I have to pay mortgage, I have to pay all these other things, and it's just like, if something has to happen, then it's gonna happen. We have our daily chores, but to get so extremely stressed out about them is wasteful. Money situations, I don't have it, so we scrounge daily to, like, my husband goes to work, and then we have our window washing job, and we still can't make mortgage, you know? So then, like, it piles up, and then something amazing will happen. I'll be praying for, like, abundance. But after I do that, I don't wait for it to come to me. I do things to help it get along. We were 5 months behind. We were almost getting kicked out of our home, and all of a sudden there was this check in the mail that I wasn't expecting yet, and it saved us. Like, it saved us from getting kicked out, and it was just that nick of time. And the community, like, they know my story, they know everything, and they're just like, wow, Chantel, that was a sign. You can take all you want, the good, the luck, everything. You can take that. You have to give back. You definitely have to give back. You can't just keep taking and not give back. After my spiritual awakening, I have like this immense feeling, like a super strong feeling. Do not hold it in. Like, be open, be raw, tell your story, be who you are. If you're goofy like I am, it attracts the people that are supposed to be around you. But if you are putting on masks every day and lying about your reality, you're just making things worse. Like, be open, be raw. And the people who are meant to be in your life will come into it. And people who think you're crazy or a lunatic or however, it keeps them away. So it is a fucking win-win. Like, you just get to meet these people, and like how I met you. It's just, it was crazy watching your town on, you know, different things last night, and then going to the hot pots, like, out of a whim. Like, I didn't even have like plans to go today, and I just told the boys, like, get your chores done and we'll go to the hot pots. And that's where we ended up. And then you were there, and like, there was so much connection that it was just like, okay, like.
And I had a bunch of weird things happen yesterday, so that happened today too. It kind of can feel like out of your control.
Yeah, it's just like, yep. You're watching a bird in a windstorm. They can push all they want into the wind. They can push, but they're just there. They just stay in one spot. But then you see those birds that are like moving with it, with the waves. Just go with it. Don't try to fight against it. Don't try to do anything. Just go with it. Relax through the storms. I count my kids by numbers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, thank you.
Put it in your mouth.
And he is my number 3. He's gonna be the death of me. I don't want to leave my bubble, but then they're just like, no, Mom. We gotta go do something. We're tired of sitting here. We need to go do something, and then I'll go out and I'll have a good time. I'm like, oh, okay.